Hello and welcome to Off the Cuff, presented by the Emerging Leaders Society, part of Spokane County United Way. My name is Justin Reed. Today, I have a very special guest, Brian Newberry, CEO of Girl Scouts Eastern Washington, Northern Idaho, and I'm excited for a nice, fun conversation with you.
Thank you. It's cooler in here than out there,
Right.
so let's enjoy.
This 100-degree stretch we're having is not too fun, but it's nice having this nice air-conditioned studio for us to hang out in, for sure. So let's kind of go back a little bit. You've had a lot of background in leadership roles. Now you're a CEO. Who do you look up to, and are there any CEOs in the world who you try to emulate?
Absolutely. I'll just stay here local. I mean, Spokane is very proud of its local community. I'm very proud to know a lot of the great leaders here. There's many of the CEOs I've met through all the chambers and other areas out here. But with one retiring this next month, I got to highlight him, Jeff Phillips, President and CEO of Rosars. And I've learned so much from him. When the first time I met him, when I was a commander here at Fairchild Air Force Base, way back in 2012, he was leading GSI at the time. But Jeff is just the true, authentic servant leader. And I think the example that's best is when he had a store roof collapse way back in 2010, and he came to the aid. And even though they couldn't have the store open, he still kept his employees paid. And he just knew that kind of service would make a difference down the road, and that they would even work harder for him and make Rosars a better place. And I've got to tell you, that stuck with me last year. Cookie sales last year were challenged a year ago. This year was awesome. So thank you all, everybody, for supporting them. But last year we had the pandemic hit us straight between the eyes, and my coffers were low, and I was trying to figure out what to do for employees. And I would be like, what would Jeff do? Let's go out there and support our employees. So we didn't do any layoffs. We kept them going. And when you take care of others, they take care of you. And Jeff Phillips has demonstrated that. So congratulations, Jeff, on a great career.
Yeah, Spokane does truly have a lot of impactful leaders. Who, like you said, you stay local and you can go down the list.
Yep.
That's what this whole series is about, is to highlight a lot of those people. And, I know a lot of people are excited to just get to know a lot of these CEOs more, because you look at it, you can see them on the screen and you can see them do interviews. But it's a little bit different when you kind of get to know them a little bit better than, just
Right.
behind the name tag, really. So you mentioned you were the wing commander out at Fairchild. Another question I kind of have for you is, what was one of the larger risks you've had to take in your life? Just something you just went for, just because it was something you thought would be fun.
I think quite a bit. This is very esoteric, but it's been true. I've been a commander 3 times, and one of the things that I've learned in taking risk is if you bet on your people, if you believe in your people, if it's people first, mission always, it actually does work out. And there was time and time again where I promoted people out of the squadron to let them work in the group or the wing, or they helped them in their careers. And in some sense, it hurt me, because when you let those who are best close to you run away from you to go do other things, it hurts you. But in helping them, everyone around you saw how great you were, as in the sense of taking care of people, and they worked harder too. So it is a risk, but at the same time, it's not a risk. When you bet on others, when you care for them, when you serve them as a servant leader, in the end, the rewards are substantial. And so for me, every time I've done that, I've catered to the individual. In the end, the group has always done better. So that's one of my lessons that I try to pass on to my sons and all my employees around me, is take care of your friends, and they'll take care of you.
Right. So you were hired as CEO, 3 years ago.
Correct.
So were you the first male, or you were at the time the only male CEO?
I was the only time
Yep.
male CEO at the time. Now there's several of us, but at the time I was the only one. I was the 7th one,
Mhm.
and at the time I was told the other 7 failed miserably. So good luck. So I'm
Always-
only 3 years in, so the die are still rolling here. So I hope they come up 7s, but the snake eye is always out there as well. But I'm just doing the best I can for girls. It's a great organization that inspires girls of courage, confidence, and character. They do make the world a better place. So don't we need more Girl Scouts? Come on and join us.
There you go. And let's kind of piggyback off of that. So what are you doing at Girl Scouts, at your organization, to just help everybody feel included in everything that they do?
I think that everyone matters. And what I mean by that is that you just need to have a personal relationship with everybody. So I work really hard. I just did a reprise of Frosty in this 100-degree weather at my camp, both here as well as at Camp 4 Echoes, where we went out and sang Frosty the Snowman, and I marched with the girls. But that even goes with your employees as well. Know what they're doing, know what their life is going on. No one's too important for anyone else. We're all, whether I'm a CEO or not, I'm a human being, and I'm your friend, and I'm here for you, and you're here for me. And so I think that that's how I try to connect with my employees is I just want them to know that I care. We don't always necessarily get along or they don't share the same philosophies or visions that I do. But if they know that one, you have integrity and you're going to be transparent with them, and two, that you've got their back, at the end of the day, you are going to come to some kind of agreement to move forward together. So I really work hard to get out there and say a kind word to my employees as best I can.
So we'll finish up here. You're not from Spokane.
Correct.
The military said, "Hey, welcome
Correct.
to Spokane. You're going to go have fun over there." So that drew you here. But what has kept you here, and what makes Spokane such a great place for you and your family?
Probably someone like 3 feet from me, like yourself.
Oh,
People
thank
like
you.
you are great. Your sister, obviously, Miranda, is someone who I knew as a Girl Scout and a great patriot there doing troop-to-troop donations for our American troops. But honestly, I looked at my wife and I just said, wow, this is a great community here. There's Republicans, there's Democrats, there's independents, blue, there's even this color lilac out there. But I would just tell you, everyone to a person is kind, but everyone to a person really cares about their community and their country. And I was like, what a nice place to hang up. What a nice place to kick back and to go lead. At the time, I had no idea Girl Scouts where I'd end up, but I just knew that if I'd be in a community that cared about its military, which they do every year for the Lilac Parade, that I'd be in a place that I could call home. So I really, off the cuff, just abide by Mother Teresa's philosophy is don't worry about the numbers, just start helping folks and start with the person closest to you. And I really think that's a lot of what Spokane does. So I'm proud to call this place home, this Lilac City.
There you go. All right, Brian. Well, I appreciate you, as always, coming to talk about Girl Scouts, yourself, the philosophies behind it. It's always a great time to talk with you.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for making a difference for our community.
Of course, of course. And thank you all for watching. This was Off the Cuff, presented by the Emerging Leaders Society.
The Emerging Leaders Society is a network of philanthropic young professionals supporting Spokane County United Way's vision through networking, volunteering, and professional development.